going on? It's your boy NFF here, back in another video. Today we are doing our wide receiver tier list. Don't think we need an introduction, let's get into it. Adam Thielen, we can't even call him a wide receiver 2 anymore because he's the wide receiver 1 on the Panthers. Ooh, I might need a tier in between these. There we go. I think Adam Thielen, I would put him above the high end 2 spot. And that's why I created this tier, just for Adam Thielen. Okay, so now we got AJ Brown. Obviously, AJ Brown is elite. Is he top 5? Probably. We'll see. I talked a lot about AJ Brown in my best player from every NFL state. If you guys want to check that out, I'll put that in the cards. Okay, Alec Pierce. I have a lot of these because I feel like a lot of the wide receivers in the league are just going to fall under all these. I actually really like Alec Pierce. He's kind of unproven for now. But I think next season he's going to have a really good breakout. He's a sleeper candidate. Allen Robinson, that's interesting. I'm not super high on Allen Robinson. I know a lot of people have always been high on him. I was only high on him when he played in Jacksonville. The moment he left Jacksonville, I was not as high on him anymore. I do still think he's talented enough to be the wide receiver too, but I'm not sure I'm putting him much higher than that. Amari Cooper is someone who I think is one of the best route runners in the league. He's pretty much borderline elite. I don't know how much better you can really describe Amari Cooper. I think he was underutilized in Dallas, and I actually think Cleveland's going to use him really well. Okay, Amari Rodgers is just random. Amari Rodgers has got to go bottom wide receiver 3, right? Is he even wide receiver 3? What is he on that team? Brandon Cooks, John Mechie, Nico Collins. Oh no, Brandon Cooks got traded to Dallas. And Robert Woods. Robert Woods is the last one. So he's literally a wide receiver 4. I don't know where else he is on the Texans. Amon-Ra, love me some Amon-Ra, baby. That boy is elite. Talking about best route runners in the league, he's one of them. When you're his size, you gotta be a great route runner, and he's a really good route runner. There's our boy, Brandon Cooks. I actually really am excited for Brandon Cooks this season. I think he's gonna do really well in Dallas. Dude, Brandon Ayuk is a guy who... he goes right around here. The problem is I can't put him in wide receiver 1 yet because he's not a wide receiver 1, right? Because Debo's still there. But I really am high on Ayuk. I think Ayuk is a fantasy sleeper this year. If you guys are looking for fantasy sleepers in this video, Brandon Ayuk's one of them. Especially I think if Brock Purdy plays quarterback, I think Brandon Ayuk's going to be a good choice. Bryan Edwards? Why is Bryan Edwards on this list? I mean, with Olave, Thomas, Shaheed, and Smith he's a wide receiver 5. I don't even think he cracks the top 4 on the Saints right now. Ooh, I like Trey a lot. I'm going to put him in average wide receiver 2 for now. He is going to start playing across DeAndre, which I think will elevate him. I'll put him up. I talked myself into it. All right, CeeDee Lamb's elite for sure. I actually really am high on CeeDee Lamb. I think CeeDee Lamb's season last year went completely under the radar. He had such an elite season and no one was talking about it. Chase Claypool... I think he's a wide receiver 3 right now. I do think he's one of the better ones, but who's on the Bears right now? Well, DJ Moore and Darnell Mooney, right? So Chase Claypool's number 3 of those for sure. And I do think he's one of the better wide receiver 3s, so he could go right there. Ooh, Christian Kirk. That's another, is he technically the wide receiver 1 in Jacksonville? I think he is. I'm counting Calvin Ridley as the 2. I don't think Christian Kirk is the 2. So I mean, he's a solid wide receiver. I put him right next to Adam Thielen. Like, I think these two guys, they're super high-end 2 guys or low-end wide receiver 1s. Obviously, we love Cooper Kupp here. Let's not forget how good Cooper Kupp was 2 seasons ago just because he had an off-season last year. He literally was one of the best wide receivers in the league. Oh, good old Corey Davis. I think Corey Davis is technically 3 on our depth chart right now, behind Lazard, Well, depending on where he is with Hardman, he might be the wide receiver 4. So we're gonna put him here. I actually like Corey Davis a lot. I really liked him coming out of college, and I thought he was gonna be great in Tennessee. And then when he got traded to the Jets, I was super excited. And now I'm kind of on him. He's all right. He's just a serviceable wide receiver. Cortland Sutton. I like Cortland Sutton. He should be the wide receiver 1 on that team, right? I don't know if Judy or Sutton is technically number 1, but either way, I think those guys are like a 1A, 1B kind of thing, where as soon as I see Judy on this list, he's going to go right next to Cortland, where it's literally this like tier of guys where I'm like, they're very good high-end 2 guys, but because they're the 1 on their team, they're low-end wide receiver 1. Jamison Crowder. Is Jamison Crowder still playing? I mean, I know he's with the Giants, but what does that even leave? No. Right, Hodgins, Slayton, Paris Campbell, So he's at least 4. So he's going in the last tier. Curtis Samuel is just like so mediocre. He's such a serviceable wide receiver. I think he is technically number 3 because I think Jahan Dotson's there too. But he's a top wide receiver 3. I'd put him ahead of Claypool. And probably Pierce. Devontae Adams, I don't think that's really hard to debate. Ooh, Adams or Cup? That's tough. I'm going to give it to Cup for now. Debo's another guy that I think you put up here. I think at his best, he's better than AJ Brown, but I think when they're both playing averagely, is that a word? When they're both playing at their like median / average, I think AJ Brown has the edge over Debo. Devin Duvernay is another guy that I think is a solid top 3 option. Although, is he 4 now technically since Odell joined the team? I'm going to put him, he's at the in-between tier because I'm not sure where he is on the depth chart. God bless! I just realized how many receivers there are. We're going to do some rapid fires here. Okay, Devontae Smith, you are in... you're borderline elite. I don't think I could put you there yet. DeAndre Hopkins, you're the low-end wide receiver 1 for the Titans right now. Stephon Diggs, you're elite. You can... boy, you can be ahead of CeeDee Lamb. I'm not going to put you ahead of Adams or Cup. Deontay Johnson, that's a good one. He's a sleeper in fantasy this year, but I'm not sure how much better than that he's going to be. DJ Chark is literally one of the most mediocre wide receivers in the league right now. DJ Moore, I'm actually really excited for DJ Moore this season, but he can't really put him anywhere higher than that. DK's, see, DK's right with Amon-Ra and Debo, I think. I think those guys are all pretty interchangeable. Drake London, I'm really excited for Drake London. I'm putting him at high end just because I think he's going to have a really good year next year. Elijah Moore / David Steiney. I have seen flashes of brilliance from Elijah Moore, but he's all right. I guess he's technically a wide receiver too, right? Because just Amari Cooper be ahead of him. He can be an average receiver too. Dwayne Eskridge I actually really like, but I think per my own rules, I can't put him any higher than wide receiver 3. Russell Gage is another guy that I think is right around this top wide receiver 3 sort of tier. Michael Gallup, I like Michael Gallup more than regular people, but again, he's a wide receiver 3 at best. Garrett Wilson is elite! Not yet. I can't put him there yet. After this season, I will be relentless in Garrett Wilson propaganda, but for now, he's going to be borderline elite. Chris Godwin's a high end too, for sure. He's ahead of almost all these guys, really. AJ Green. AJ Green, maybe if you asked me this several years ago, would be higher, but I still think he might be one of the better wide receiver 3s in the league. Mecole Hardman is the same thing. He's one of the better wide receiver 3s in the league. Brown is pretty similar. Right around the top wide receiver 3. I'm going to toss him in here somewhere random. Jahan Dotson, we already established he's a wide receiver 2. He's like right around those guys. Clearly has a higher ceiling, but same idea. Jacoby Myers, you're right around there somewhere. I'm not super high on Jacoby Myers. Jamar Chase obviously is elite. I'm going to put him ahead of Stephon Diggs because Stephon Diggs and I have beef. Jameson Williams I really like too, but I'm not sure how much higher. I think he's technically only 3 on their depth chart right now. And of course he's not playing the first 7 games, so... Jarvis Landry can be an average wide receiver too. Jerry Jeudy, like I said, right next to Courtland Sutton. Oh, Justin Jefferson's the best wide receiver in the league. I don't think that's a debate right now. Good old Juju, he could be a wide receiver too. He's right in that group of guys. Julio, good old Julio. What is Julio on the depth chart? I'm going to put him at average wide receiver 2 because I think you could argue that he's any of the spots on the depth chart right now. So, oh, I love Keenan Allen. Keenan Allen is, I don't know. Keenan Allen's kind of fallen off. We'll keep him at low end wide receiver 1 for now. Kenny Galladay. Let's put Kenny at... probably bottom wide receiver 3. KJ Osborne's a number 2 for sure, but he's at the top of average. He's closer to high end, but I'm not sure he's there yet. KJ Hamler is a 3 by definition. I don't know. He's somewhere in that group. Laviska Shenault. I love Laviska Shenault, but I can't put him anywhere higher than a 3. My tier list is officially too big that I have, I can't even see the people anymore. Alan Lazard's a number 2 for sure. I think he's one of the better wide receiver 2s. Tyler Lockett, same goes for him. One of the better wide receiver 2s in the league. Terrence Marshall is, I don't know if I could put him higher than wide receiver 3 by definition. Marvin Jones, I think same thing. Scary Terry, I love Scary Terry. He's borderline elite. Love Scary Terry. John Mechie will be elite. I think I have to put him at 2 for now. Mike Evans is a number 1. Is Mike Evans elite? Mike Evans is elite. I'd give him elite. Mike Williams is perhaps the best wide receiver 2 in the league. John Mechie, you're getting bumped down a little bit, buddy. Darnell Mooney's another high-end 2 guy. I think Marquez Valdez-Scantling is technically a wide receiver 2 right now, so he's going in average. Nelson Aguilar, love him. I actually don't even think Nelson Aguilar is a wide receiver 3 anymore, right? Is he 4 or 5 on that team? I think he might be 5 on that team because I think Zay and Duvernay are both ahead of him. Odell's by definition a 2. I'm not sure how good he's going to be when he comes back. I love Olave. Olave gets to go up here. Yeah, somewhere around there. Olamide Zaccheaus is... probably, we'll put him in this tier of, these are like my top 3 wide receiver 3s are just like guys that I'm like, yeah, you could put them out on the field and they'll produce okay, but they're not gonna be your like multiple 100 yards per game receivers. Devontae Parker's an average wide receiver 2. George Pickens, I like George Pickens. He gets to be with Olave. I would put him a little below, but not by a lot. Michael Pittman, love Michael Pittman. He gets to be ahead of DeAndre and Deontay, and probably DJ, and probably George Pickens. George Pickens has to be bumped down a little bit. Quez Watkins, he's a pretty average wide receiver 2. Rashad Bateman's a pretty average wide receiver 2. Jalen Reagor is just not on this list. I think Reagor is number 4. Anyway, Hunter Renfrow, I think he is a wide receiver 1 by definition. And yeah, I put him ahead of these guys. Calvin Ridley, technically a wide receiver 2, so we're going to treat him as such. I'm not sure how he's going to recover from this, but he goes right in that bunch somewhere. Chosen Anderson. I'm not high on Chosen, I'm going to be honest. Robert Woods, I think, is technically a number 2. Is he high end? No. Not anymore. Rondale Moore, I think, is a number 3. I think of Rondale Moore and Mecole pretty much as the same person, so since they're already there next to each other, I'm going to put them next to each other. Sterling Shepard is not good. Sky Moore, I like Sky Moore, but about as much as I like those guys. Darius Slayton, you're not... You get to go right next to all your Giants friends. I'm not really sure which of you ranks where, so you're all just going to be in the same spot. T. Higgins is definitely a high-end 2. Probably ahead of Mike Williams. Please go ahead of Mike. Okay, apparently it's meant to be Mike Williams number 1. Michael Thomas, I still think is a high end number 2, although that's going to be controversial. Tim Patrick, Utah legend. I really like him, but I think he is number 3 in the depth chart, so he gets to go at the top of wide receiver 3. Kadarius Toney, I think is technically a number 1. I do like Kadarius a lot, but not more than most of these guys. Traquan, I think, is number 2 in their depth chart right now. So he's pretty average. T.Y. Hilton. He wasn't even signed anywhere. Thought I might have missed something. Tyler Boyd is probably the best wide receiver 3 in the league. Tyquan Thornton's all right. He's one of the better wide receiver 3s in the league. He's probably right around these guys. I sure have a lot of top wide receiver 3s, huh? They can't technically all be the top of wide receiver 3. We're disregarding that. Tyreek, obviously you're going to the top, buddy. Probably right around here. Van Jefferson, pretty mediocre. Jalen Waddle, I take it back. Jalen Waddle's the best wide receiver 2 in the league. See, and they let me put him ahead of Mike Williams, so it's meant to be. Sammy Watkins. Is Sammy Watkins signed somewhere? No. Okay, great. Sorry, Sammy. Oh, Wan'Dale Robinson, I like, but I don't think he's technically higher than a wide receiver 3, so he goes with the rest of them. Christian Watson's all right. He can go an average wide receiver 2. Re-looking at this, I want to put KJ Osborne higher. And that's it. All right, there's the tier list. Lots of wide receivers. Boy, that was a doozy, huh? I like how in the beginning I was like explaining everything, and then I was like, yeah, this is gonna take too long. We're running. If you guys want me to expand in the comments, let me know. Make sure you guys subscribe for more football content. I'd like to thank you guys for watching. Hope y'all enjoyed it. I'll see you guys in the next one.